And he got another damn SWAT raid. I don't know how Tommy G does it, bro. What type of connections he got. Someone, y'all can't keep letting him in the hood and he's doing stuff like this. I don't know if y'all be paying attention to his page, but you can't be just letting anybody in your hood or videoing your organized crime. Stop it. He's literally working with the feds. And it's in the rain. They drag you right out there in that rain.
My name is Tommy G.
I don't care.
You might be wondering how I got here. Initially, I took a road trip to Memphis where I was going to be working with a nonprofit called We Fight Monsters to cover a story on human trafficking. But my friend at the nonprofit, Ben Owen, said, well, if you're going to be coming to Memphis, you might as well meet my friend Johnny Carter. He does undercover drug busts here. So of course I give Johnny a call, and like any true pal would, he invited me to a raid. You see, Johnny happens to be the director for West Tennessee Drug Task Force, so he has the pull to actually invite me to a raid where we'd also be meeting up with members of Memphis SWAT and other law enforcement agencies. Seeing as I've spent much of my career on YouTube covering the criminal side of the coin, I thought this would be an interesting opportunity to interview law enforcement and hear their story. And
but you can't do that. You playing both sides of the fence. This is only passing by because he's a white man. I want you to know that if a black guy was doing the same shit right now, they would not let him in the hood. So I don't be understanding the fascination with just letting him come around and videotape y'all doing crime, putting your face out there while you're on the run. You're meeting up with Tommy G, and you're a felon that's on the run.
Growing up as a bit of a pothead and rebel in high school, I've always had a little suspicion about police and authority, partly because I had trouble accepting that someone with a badge had the power to send me to jail for reefer, and partly because I was probably paranoid in my smoke-filled car. But as I've gotten older and lived in more sketchy neighborhoods, I've come to realize that good and accountable law enforcement is essential to a safe community.
Right.
So in this episode, we get to witness a raid, I get to ask law enforcement all the sorts of questions you might also want to ask, and towards the end, good old Johnny has to draw his gun, but more on that later. This,
Okay,
folks,
he has to pull that pipe out.
Undercover drug bust. Let's get into it.
Yeah. Okay. Right. Okay, I thought it was something else gonna be going on. I hope he paying y'all for this shit too, bro. He be using y'all last, and y'all be letting him.
Buying it, and this time we're gonna be interviewing.
Y'all be letting this white boy use y'all.
So I think we're gonna learn a lot. It's raining a bit here in Memphis, so I asked Johnny, are we still going in? Johnny said we're like the post office. It's rain or shine, they're gonna visit you. So
yeah.
What's up, brother?
Rain, sunshine.
How are you guys get nervous for stuff like this?
Windy.
If that vehicle shows up to your house, you know you're.
Oh yeah, you know.
It's over.
There's no question.
There's no talking about it.
And how many overall men you think will make this breach?
So there'll be one SWAT team that'll make the breach. Then once the SWAT team secures the house, everybody's in cuffs, they've checked it, they'll do a secondary check. Then the search will start.
Do you get nervous before stuff like this?
Doing it for 26 years, I still get nervous every day.
And do we know
You
what
never
we're
know.
hitting this guy for?
Fentanyl.
And how much we talking?
Ounces.
How much can I make
They
off
get
an
you for
ounce of
ounces.
fentanyl?
They ain't got no pounds.
It's about $20 a button. A button's about 1/10 of a gram. About $5,600. It's a never-ending battle. It's a game of whack-a-mole. You knock one down and two more pop up.
What was the timeline of when you feel like fentanyl really entered Memphis?
As soon as the states and the government cracked down on prescription opioids, you had Big Pharma. They introduced the opioid pain meds, they introduced the pain scale, and they made pain a right in the hospital, and doctors were giving it like it's
candy.
The best thing since sliced bread. And then you had addicts that got addicted to it.
It's crazy hearing law enforcement.
It's crazy for real,
Big
though.
Pharma is the root of a lot of the
It
drug
is,
addiction
though.
issues in America.
It really is. It's crazy as hell. Like someone give you a Percocet because you just had I had shoulder surgery, right? They gave me some 800 milligram Tylenol, or whatever it was. That 800 milligram was more than enough. They be giving niggas perks for that. I never popped a perk, but I know like that's not something you need to be popping for. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's not something you need to pop for that. They need to really adjust it with the pain. They passing out like, hey, it hurts too much. All right, here's the perk.
America, yet when you look at things, not one executive has ever served prison time, and all these small dealers are getting busted. It speaks to a growing frustration with Americans that the white-collar criminals can get away with anything and get rich, and the little guys get 10, 15, 20 plus years.
And then everybody cracked down on it. They did away with it. They're not prescribing it as openly as they used to. And cartels, they pay attention to what's going on and they adjust. They're a business. They're all about money.
Just for El Jefe, they do it all for the boss. That's the really ones at the end. It's just one person.
Traveling in a convoy.
Oh yeah.
Around how many men would you guess are going to be on this operation?
Oh geez, 30. So what we'll do is they'll go in and secure. They'll do their initial entry, the initial search. They'll get everybody that's out in the open secured in handcuffs, and then they'll do a secondary search for anybody that might be hiding, and then we will start the search.
Before we see this raid, I wanted to get the scoop from someone who's been raided a few different times.
Okay.
This is Fila. He was a big Memphis drug dealer and OG back in the day, and this is his story.
It's crazy. The Memphis OGs, this used to be a different time back then. Different time.
I had this Traphouse over on Macklemore, and every night it was a f***ing party there, 7 days a week. It was coke, it was crack, it was seed, man, plenty of money, everything. I loved it. So one night I was inside my bedroom, and I know the music up front be loud and everybody be partying, but I was f***ing tired. I just had to get some rest. And I woke up in the middle of the night, and it was f***ing quiet, and I'm like, so I get up, and I walk out. My front door, the raw end door was wide open. Next thing I know, when I turn my back, bam, the cops. So they take me to the door, and I look out on the porch, and everybody that was in my house was handcuffed and laying face down on the ground.
Bro, that should be enough to make y'all not want to get into the streets. Looking at that old nigga, he got one tooth sticking out like that, and it's yellow as hell. I know you ain't getting no butt. I can't never see myself in the future where I ain't getting no butt. I always gotta keep me some butt, nigga. You ain't getting no ass because you broke as hell and you look like you sad, nigga. We ain't doing that.
So there's a trap house right next to a sheriff's deputy?
So that's probably why they're not selling as much out of that house and going to other places.
Okay, so they're at the front door, they're preparing to go. Holy.
They bold as hell for that.
So they're not doing a no-knock raid, I take it?
No, those are illegal now.
Probably for good reason, right?
Oh,
yeah, definitely for good reason. No knock days, Red Dogs, no knock days was crazy. I'll tell you that much. People was getting knocked off. Cause they just kick your door in, they pop back. You can't really be mad. He's kicked their door,
So he's
bro.
not complying, or is he coming out?
Bow, 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 bow. That's the next thing you're gonna hear. And I might go out, you might go out. We never know who's gonna go
If
out.
there was going to be a shootout today, this is the moment when it would happen. For a tense minute, there was a standoff in which all guns were aimed at the house. Thankfully, the suspects decided to surrender peacefully, and after that, the SWAT team conducted their search.
So this is actually a female that's our main target.
So they got a girl in her panties too. That's crazy. Got her looking bogus.
Damn, can you imagine raining out, you're woken up at 6:20 a.m. in your underwear and you're taken to jail, and that, how many years is a guy like this facing most likely? Like,
So it depends on the amount and their criminal history.
Right.
Sale of fentanyl is a Class B felony.
They should get the maximum amount of time that it carries. Fentanyl is like playing Russian roulette.
They got these niggas in their drawers though. Folks in his drawers, stretch marks showing everything. He just in the back of the SWAT truck, no socks on, no shirt. Man, and you get to get some time for that. On front of grave, it don't matter how much they find of that shit. You're getting some time. You're at least getting 5 to 10, bare minimum. Bare minimum. They got ounces of that shit. That's a really like. They'll take you through that for that. And I know you got a criminal history because there's no way it's your first time serving. You just got a trap house full of fent. I know you got some type of criminal history, so you're done for, bro. And you deserve it, nigga.